Gratitude is a lifelong trait that kids learn mostly from their parents, and clinical psychologist Dr. Tim Hope is here to tell us how we can teach our kids to be more grateful. There's so many ways we can do it. We just have a few that we're going to share with everyone today. The first one is to work gratitude into your daily conversation.
So our kids are constantly watching us. If we are saying please and thank you at the table, when we're on our way out the door, or when we're coming back in, then our kids will learn that that's something that you do.
And after dinner, after you've said those things at the table, have the kids help you clean up.
Yeah, so there's every reason to have kids as young as 2 and 3 years old do things that are at their developmentally appropriate level to help out and do with chores. I know that it's much easier to do it ourselves. It's faster, it's neater, we're less likely to break things. However, getting your kids started on that as early as possible helps them to appreciate what is involved in the task.
And going forward from that, once they start appreciating tasks around the house, the next step is maybe find a goodwill project, can encourage community service.
Right, so kids do have empathy. They're born with being able to feel how other people feel, and they feel good when they can make someone else feel good. So help them to take some of those clothes that no longer fit them, or those toys that they're no longer play with, and help them understand, well, there are other people who could really benefit from this, and that will help them feel good.
It's all about giving back, but then it's also important when you receive something, you write thank you notes. You say insist on thank you notes, and that's a practice that people don't do anymore.
It is, and so incorporating that as early as possible. Have your child draw a picture on a piece of paper. This is the thank you note, or this is the person that gave you this. Show them a picture of it. Then how do you feel about that? And write down what they say.
Next tip, practice saying no. What do you mean by that?
So our kids are constantly asking us for things. It is okay to say no.
That's all right, good enough to me, and you have to practice that because I know it's hard sometimes.
Right, and when you say no to many things, it helps really make that time when you say yes be that much better.
That's true. It's a more valuable yes if you've said no 9 times before that. Next tip is be patient.
So this kind of change, building gratitude, children will show their version of gratitude gradually over time. It evolves, it grows with them, it develops, so we need to be patient with it.
And what do you mean when you say limit extracurricular giving?
So extracurricular giving would be like, well, okay, we're going to a birthday party, then we of course are going to bring a gift for that. However, we're not going to be asking our play date friends or the neighborhood friends or really extended family that we never see. We're not going to be asking them for gifts for our child.
That's a good idea. You don't want too many gifts because then it creates an ungenerous child. Next tip is to take the big day slowly. Now, what do you mean by that?
So at a birthday party, there are lots of gifts that are given. It's okay to set those aside and say, we will thank you for these. We're going to open these one at a time at a later point and focus more on the activity of the party, of celebrating together. And then later on, what you can do is open one gift at a time. That way your child can really focus on that and then write the thank you note right then.
That's true. Yeah, remember the thank you note, do it one after the other. That's a great idea. And it drags the birthday out all year long, and there's always new stuff for the kid to play with.
Right. So if you've saved some of those things from that birthday party in the closet, then say 3 or 4 months later, you can pull out one of those gifts on a day that they seem to be really bored with some of the toys that they already have. Well, that makes that addition special.
Another thing is to offer alternatives to store-bought gifts. What are some examples that you can think of?
So I know a lot of birthday parties have focused on donations to a cause. So my oldest daughter was very much into the local animal shelter. And so she asked for donations to be made in her name to that animal shelter. And that really helped her to feel good.
What a great idea. I know we work with this organization called Birthday Wishes, and it's giving other people birthdays who aren't able to have them on their own.
That's great.
Your last tip? Take the kids out shopping every once in a while.
So that means shopping for other people. Help them to do some chores around the house where they can earn a little bit of money, then take that money to the store where they can buy a gift for their grandmother or for the neighbor across the street who's not feeling so well.
And it really helps them learn the value of $1 too. Tim, great tips. It's always a pleasure having you here. Thank you so much. And for more information, just visit us online at mymassappeal.com.